and welcome to our IELTS speaking event. You know, it's really nice to see so many motivated students gathering here today. I was about telling about English. You know, English is not always about vocabulary and grammar, but it's also about the way how you present yourself, your self-confidence, and the way how you speak. So today's event has been organized in order to help you improve exactly that, your speaking skills. Our event has been divided into three parts. First part, Ms. Abbos will show you how to perform in the IELTS speaking exam part 2, which is often called long term. After that, one of our successful student, Monica, who got IELTS of 7, will share with her experience how she prepared for exam and how much she was in her preparation. And finally, we will finish our event with a fun and interesting logical game where you all will participate and try to communicate with each other. So get ready to learn, participate, and enjoy the experience. And without further delay, let the event start. And please welcome Mr. Abbos, who will give us some tips how to perform well in the part 2 IELTS speaking.
Thank you very much. Really, actually, we're happy to see so many good students. We hope that today we came actually. So now here, first of all, today I'm going to teach students how to speak in part 2, which is usually misunderstood. Sometimes we confuse it with other things. Today we're going to make it clear that how to perform in part 2 of the speaking test. And plus, if you are a general English student, for example, pre-intermediate, intermediate, this is also good. I think everybody's here out, probably. Okay, then this is also good to speak longer term. First of all, part 2. Now, to get our brains start to work better, so we have to talk to each other a little bit about what you know about part 2. Just share information with your partner. You talk to each other? Yes? Okay, you talk to each other, you together, you together. You talk to each other. You together, you three together, you three. Tell each other about what you know about part 2. You know. Or did you fight with that girl? Good, thank you. Thank you very much. So now here, yeah, it's nearly all about all the information that I heard here is now that you said it's good, very good, nice. But today we're going to talk about some more important things. First of all, how long is part 2? How long is it? 2 minutes, yeah? Okay, first of all, now here. Let's know what is actually a part 2 speech. Is it just a logical answer, or is it just an answer, or a daily thing that we do, or whatever? Now we'll find out about it. What is a part 2 speech? First of all, look at here. A part 2 speech can be a story in your life. The examiner might ask you about a story in your life. For example, describe, the best film that you have ever watched, a story. Or describe a conflict that you had with somebody else. Or describe the first time that you made a friend. Or describe the first time that you went abroad, whatever. It can be a story in your life. You got it? So you just have to remember that time and share the experience with it. And second one, it can also be what? An experience. Sometimes they might ask you, describe a time that you tried a foreign food. secret, for example. Describe a time that you made a decision on your own, like without your parents, for example. Or describe a time that it was very hard for you, for example, to make a decision or something like that. So they might ask you to talk about an experience as well. And third one is what? They might ask you about your plan or dream and wish as well, for example, about the future as well. Sometimes they ask you about describe a city that you would like to visit in the future. This is your plan. Or describe a house that you would like to live in. Or describe a car that you would like to have. It can be about future as well, your plan, your dream. For example, everybody has plans in their daily lives, and it can be your part to question as well. For example, my future plan is like organizing some, let's say, YouTube channels. Instagram channels. They might ask you about this kind of thing as well. Describe a project that you would like to start in the future, whatever it is. So for that reason now, we'll be talking to each other again, but talk about one of the plans that you have, you would like to do in the future. Traveling, buying, going somewhere, whatever doing, but just a future plan. We talk to each other. It doesn't have to be 2 minutes. It can be 15, 20 seconds. Just share information. What kind of plan you have and why do you have this. Let's begin with your partner. Are we there? Good, thank you. Thank you. Good. From my own experience, I had a range of topics in my IELTS exams. So the last one, if I can remember it well, it was about describe a class that you took from someone, like somebody taught me. Then I had to talk about a class that my teacher gave me about some teaching, careers, things like that. So part two, in one word, is what? Part two is not something scientific that you have to rack your brain, or it's not something that difficult that you students find I don't have ideas. Everybody has ideas about any topic in a part two. You just have to think. You just have to remember that time. That's enough. You get what I'm saying? Good. Then let's begin. So now look here. So we got some information about part two. But today's job is what? Today we're going to talk about mistakes that students usually do when they are giving a part two speech. First of all, not structuring your speech. It's not about just talking a story. It's not just about a narrative that you share. There should be a structure to make it clear for the examiner to follow you. If you are talking about different things, different parts of the story, it will make it very confusing. So the main difference between Band 6 and Band 7 in part 2 is what? Band 6, it will be difficult for the examiner to imagine. It will be difficult for the examiner to connect your ideas to each other in part 2. But in Band 7, they use their storytelling skills very well. It will be easy for the examiner to imagine what's going on there. So when you make it so easy for the examiner to follow you in your speech, you're gonna get a better score. But if you are coming from different parts, if you are walking to different parts of it, then it's gonna be a little bit confusing. When examiner can't give you a high score. This is one. Today, I will teach you how to structure your speech as well and language for this. Second one. Usually in part 2, students do what? Trying to impress examiner by telling an what? Unimaginable story. They create some stories, good, sometimes thinking, adding some lie is good. Fine. It doesn't have to be 100% true. You can add some lie, some information from yourself. It is totally fine, no problem. But do not take it to a degree that the examiner doesn't think that this is actually possible to happen. Did you understand what I'm saying? For example, when I traveled to the moon, I saw some people like something like that. This is actually unrealistic to me. Something like that, okay? So try to come up with a logical and possible descriptions and details and ideas. The first one. Second, high level but what? Not relevant words. Yeah? Okay, sometimes students learn very difficult words, but they don't know how to use it, where to use it. Yeah? Do you know the longest word in English? The longest word in English? Neumann ultramicroscopic volcanic. Yeah? This is a word, sometimes people try to show off, hey, I know this word, this is the longest word in English. Okay, so if you know this word, okay, what is the point? What is the point here? Do you know the meaning of this word? This longest word in English, the meaning? It's a disease related to ash. When you have volcanic problems there, if you get infected with it, but how are you going to use it in part 2? I hope in the future I will be infected with this illness or something. So you can't use it. For that reason, so this is also another difference. Between 6 and 7, 8 is what? 6, they try to use it high level, but not relevant words. 7, they use it may not be high level, but they'll try to make it clear. Their speech is clear from this. Even if the words are not very big words, but still, they're on the topic. They want to deliver the idea. They want to make it clear to understand. So your purpose in speaking part 2 should be to make it clear and easy to follow you, but not to show off the old words of high level that you know. Did you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes students ask me, teacher, which one is better? Do I have to say I think, or do I have to say I contemplate? So it doesn't matter, but it has a meaning. It's not you have to know the exact meaning. Check it. Okay, let's go. And the third mistake, wrong time management. It can be one, finishing early. Sometimes students end up their speech, they finish their speech early. 1 minute 50, 1 minute and 30 seconds, 1 minute and 20 seconds even. So they will talk about how not to do that. Not being able to cover all the points. Where sometimes they speak too much. When you are in the middle of your story, the examiner says that your time is up, thank you, let's move in. You'll be disappointed with this. So today we're going to learn how to use the 2 minutes. Not to make it short or not to make it too long, but being able to give everything that you wanted and being able to show that is required actually. Let's begin. First of all, this is your structure. How do you actually structure your speech? Sometimes whenever I myself interview students about part 2, quickly they jump to the answer. Describe a film that you watched. I want to talk about James Bond film, whatever. Yeah, first of all, my suggestion is what? This is natural. In Uzbek language as well, in Russian as well, in Tajik, I don't know what to guess, but okay, in many languages, introduction plus direct answer is good. Rather than just giving the direct answer, first of all, give some general information about the topic. For example, describe a film that you loved watching. Yeah? Don't talk about quickly Viranza. Yeah, that's it. Okay, then quickly. First of all, I do not watch a lot of films, but in my life, I think I watch it around 20 films that I can remember well. Then you will give the answer. But today, I'm gonna talk about this one. Do not jump quickly to the answer. First, give some general information. This helps the examiner to be on the same track with you. Did you understand? Quickly jumping is not very natural. In Uzbek as well, if I ask you this question, tell me about a film that you love watching. First, you think, or first you give some general information. But in the exam, thinking and taking a pause is not good. For that reason, to fill out the space, you can use it, some general information. Yeah? Are you thinking about Viran Zara?
Yes.
I am Zara. Oh, okay, fine. Then, Point 1, point 2, 3, 4, they are the questions. In part 2, you will be given 4 questions. Where, why, how, wisdom, different questions will have. You can answer the question in which order you want, you can choose it. First of all, answer question 3, then question 2, 1, 4. It doesn't matter, but the point is, try to answer all the questions. If you skip some parts, which means that you are lacking information, you are lacking details about it, then examiner might reduce your score for this. For that reason, try to cover all the points. Last one is what? Conclusions. You shouldn't end your speech with a detail, but try to wrap up your speech. Try to bring it to one point. So overall, I would say that this was the best film I've ever watched. I think it will stay best for me in the future as well. Something like. Smiley guy. So making a conclusion and introduction also helps you to give a clear idea to the examiner. You got it? Because you have given so like details in it, and then if you bring them to one point, it will be easy to remember for the examiner and get a better picture of your story. You got it? Good. Okay. Let's begin. First of all, this is how you start. This is the language for you to start that you can use it. For example, something, whatever you're talking about, is quite popular in my country, in my region, whatever, because then you add it. For example, describe a book. No, you don't read books. Okay, describe a cigarette. Then, describe a place that many young people go to relax, for example. Yeah. Okay. So, parks are quite popular in my country, or like relaxing places are quite popular in my country, whatever, because you add it, and then you give your answer. So one that I'm going to talk about is this thing. First, general information, or there are a lot of something that, for example, describe a foreign restaurant. What is a foreign restaurant? Yes, a restaurant from another country. There are a lot of foreign restaurants that are popular in my country. Then you give, but I'm going to talk about this one today. So general information is one. So I have plus, usually we use it, verb 3. Describe, for example, describe a person, describe a famous person that you have met in your life, yeah? I have met a lot of famous people in my life, but today I'm going to talk about this one, okay? You can't see it, yeah? Okay, you can take a seat here. Huh? Leg exercise, okay. Then, if something is not quite common, you can talk about that. It's not quite common. For example, what is not quite common in Uzbekistan? What is not quite popular in Uzbekistan that we don't do a lot?
Reading book.
Reading book, swimming? Yeah, swimming is not quite common in Uzbekistan. People don't take showers yet. Then, what is it again not quite common? Okay, for example, nowadays, I can say that, yeah, probably watching TV, yeah, is not quite common because everybody is addicted to social media. They are doing everything on YouTube, right? So watching series is popular, yeah, or not? Yes, okay. Then whatever, actually, depending on the topic, something is not quite common in my country because this is yet general information center. You got it? Yeah. Kamila, granted? Okay, now look here. Now, I'll give you files here, and the language that I'm telling you is here. You can check it out as well. You got it? So the language here, now we'll make an example together. Okay. The next thing. Now it's time for what? Direct answer. Just a bit. How to give a direct answer. Now that you have given the general information, something is quite popular in my country because this. Let me tell you about the one that you are going to talk about. Did you understand? You know, like, there are a lot of like quite famous people in my country, but let me tell you about Nargisa, yeah, for example, something like that. Then one that stands out is, stand out means different, one that's different. Or one of them is. You got it? So this is when you give your direct answer, you introduce your answer to the examiner after the general information. That's it. Do you have these like structures in your handout or no? Can you check it out? Yes, right? Good, very nice. For example, look at the thing. Now you'll get it. Yeah, don't be sad. Look here. Describe something which you own, which is very important to you. So first of all, rather than talking, I want to talk about my phone, give some general information. Give some general information. I have, or I own a lot of things. Well, but one that stands out to me is my phone. Sitting in there. Did you understand what I'm saying? Okay, good. Now look here. If so, we are gonna now check how much we learned it. We're gonna make a sample with this. You got it? So you'll be talking to each other. Try to use the introduction phrase, one of them, and try to use it, then direct answer phrase for this. And then give a beginning to this part of the question. Did you understand what I'm saying? Yeah? Okay, you two together. Then you two together. You three people. Now, play with it. Yeah? Okay, together. Yes. I will notice you here. You three together. Three. Up. Okay. Yeah, only the side. That's the right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good. So, in your introduction, you can have 2 or maximum 3 information. Don't make it too long. Don't make it too long, because this is just the introduction. Okay, then after that, we'll move to what? Point 1. Where do you get point 1 from? From these questions. So, how many questions do we have here? 4 questions we have here. 1, 2, 3. Also, this is 4. So you can answer any of them that you want first. For example, when you are beginning it, so you will start with one of these phrases. The first thing I like to mention is where I got it from or who I got it from. Then you leave the answer. The first thing I'd like to mention is the time that I received this thing or that I bought this thing, whatever. Okay. I'd like to begin by highlighting that, where the most important point is that rephrase the question, which means that you should talk out and rephrase it where you got it from. What I like, I would like to talk about the event that I was given this thing. For example, I am paraphrasing the question, changing but meaning is the same. In terms of rephrase question again, I would like to mention, in terms of this means, if I talk about this question, for example, if I want to talk about this, what you use it for, if I want to answer that first, then I say, in terms of usage of that for me, then I give the answer. Did you understand what I'm saying? So the thing is, the first point, any question you are going to answer, you will use one of the phrases. This is point one, yeah? And you don't have it yet? Now you'll get it. Isn't it? No. This is to begin. So after your introduction and direct answer, you will start answering the question. In other words, you will start giving details. And this will be very useful to the test. This one, you got it? Ready language we need to be able to keep going. Yeah? Then so. This is point one. Second, point two, which means another question that you're going to answer. Yeah? So going on to rephrase second question, and what I would like to highlight here is that going on to the time that I received this thing, what I would like to highlight is that then you give the information. You got it? And now, concerning the matter of rephrase question, if you can't rephrase, repeat the question, no problem. In the exam, if you can't think about like another paraphrased version of it, no problem. Repeat the question rather than taking a pause or messing up. For example, in your question about how long you have had it, yeah? Then you say, now concerning the matter of how long I have had it. What I would like to mention here is that I've had it like for a very long time, or I've had it for only 2 years or 1 year, but still it's very important to me. We got it? Yeah. If you can't paraphrase, fine, just repeat. In the exam, do not take any pauses or do not like use the wrong vocabulary. Rather than this, just you can repeat, fine. Because you already have good language here. It's enough for now. Okay. And then point 3. This is third question. Progressing to the subject of. Or you can say progressing to the question of. I would like to explain that. You give the third detail. You got it? So this is the question 3, and we're answering that. Moving on to the question regarding, which means about, rephrase question, what I would like to make clear is that. Did you understand? So this is question 3. And the last one, point 4. The last detail is coming. Finally, I'd like to discuss rephrase question. Finally then, if there is still enough time, I would also like to mention that. Okay? And do you have these phrases in your head now? Point 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah? Ready language. Okay. So look here. In your I'm speaking at, well, you cannot translate every idea that comes to your mind. In other words, that you need to have some ready language to help you keep going. So these phrases are your ready language. Did you understand what I'm saying? So when you have some ready language to structure your speech, these linking words will help you to keep going and to link your ideas well. So translating everything from Uzbek or Russian into English in the exam takes too much time. It will make it complicated. For that reason, knowing some ready phrases, some ready sentence even, some linking words will help you keep going so that you didn't think about it. But if you try to translate everything one by one, you will take a lot of pauses. And then probably you'll get a lower score. And this is what our conclusion. It's usually one information. So overall, this thing or this item or this position, holds very important sentimental value to me. Something like that. Generally speaking, this, for all in all this, or some of this, whatever thing you're talking about, one information and then finish it. And wrap up all the ideas, show that this is important or this was unforgettable, whatever the question is. You have to answer this. Okay? Good. Okay. Now look here, if so, before we move to the next part, we're gonna practice one, but it doesn't have to be 2 minutes because you haven't prepared long. Now we're gonna talk about. So now we'll go back here. Now we'll try to talk to each other about this part 2. It doesn't have to be 2 minutes now. but I want you to use it. The phrases that we have learned now: introduction, direct answer, point 1, 2, 3, 4, and conclusion. Go back to the understand what I'm saying? The point is here now to use it, these phrases as much as possible. You got it? Okay. So you'll be talking to each other. You'll be talking to each other. Aminov will be talking to this girl. Each other. Yeah. Ismail, you are with them. 3 people. Together. Together. Did you read Aminov? Fine. Did you tell her? I'll give you that.
Do you have this one?
Thank you. Very good, very nice. Good, now look here. As much as you use it, as much as you learn them by heart, it will be so useful. And I'm sharing it from my own experience. I used it in my exam. And for that reason, I'm sharing it with you. You got it? So sometimes students wait for like some time that one day they think that they will be a good speaker. But if you don't work, you can trust me, you will never be a good speaker. There is no right moment that you will become a good speaker in English. This is the moment. Now, if you work today, you will become a better speaker tomorrow. If you work tomorrow, then you will become the better speaker the day after tomorrow. It's up to you. And these phrases, I hope, will help you to structure your speech. And the next thing, vocabulary. So, confusions. High-level vocab, we have two types of high-level vocab. The first one, topic-related, and second is irrelevant. Using high-level vocabulary is good. It's good. It's really important to get a high score. Then everybody has to use it. High-level vocab is important. But you have to make it topic-related, not irrelevant. How do you know it actually if it's topic-related or not irrelevant? For example, so topic-related vocabulary helps to give a clearer picture to the examiner, which means that when your vocabulary, even if it's a high level, low level, whatever level, helps the examiner to understand your idea, this is good vocab. This is vocab they need from you. Did you understand what I'm saying? For example, let's talk about, you're talking about something funny. Yeah? Do we know any synonym of very funny? Very funny. Like hilarious. Let's say hilarious. There is a word hilarious, very funny, high level vocab. This is very good. And I'm talking about funny things. If I use it hilarious, very good. That's the thing. Did you understand what I'm saying? Okay. Then, for example, there is a word like, okay. There is a word like that high level vocabulary, we can say furious. Furious means very angry. It's also high level vocabulary. But when I'm talking about something funny, if I use it, this doesn't make people furious. I'm using high level vocab, but this wouldn't be very, topic related vocabulary. This wouldn't be very good to use. Irrelevant is used to what? Impress the examiner, which means that you want the examiner to say, wow, high level vocab. But examiners don't do that. You can trust me. Examiners look for the topic related vocab, which makes them, which helps them to understand your ideas better. For example, we're talking about the topic that you have discussed it now. Let's see. Topic related. We have the word possess, which means have. Have got, they are just synonyms. Possess, when you personally, if it's something that's your own thing, then we say possess. Sentimental value, which means like emotional. Something reminds you of some emotions. Then you say, that thing holds a sentimental value to me, is my opinion. You got it? So, good. A gift from someone special. So it was a gift from someone special. It means a lot to me. Very good phrase. Like anything, my phone means a lot to me, which means that it's very important to you. But, for example, tremendous important. Using it wrongly. Tremendous important. Two adjectives don't come together. Tremendous good word, which means very big, but using it wrongly at the end. Next one. I belong. Belong is good word, but you are using it wrongly. Again, mistake. Increasingly prevalent. For this topic, you don't need this word. When you have the word important, from an economic perspective, you don't have to talk because the question is not asking about your economic perspective, the economic perspective. Did you understand? For that reason, try to use it, some topic-related natural phrases. Okay. You might have a question. So, how do I know if it's natural or not? First of all, watch real podcasts on YouTube. Sometimes students ask me, teacher, is it good to practice or to watch a native speaker? It depends on what kind of native speaker that is. For example, we all speak Uzbek. Yeah? Does everybody know Uzbek here? Tajik, Kyrgyz, no? Okay. Did everybody? Yes? Tajik, Kyrgyz? All of them? No. Okay. Do you know Uzbek? Yeah, enough. Okay, then, so now look here. Everybody knows Uzbek. But do you think that we are good Uzbek speakers all the time? For example, I do not think, because sometimes I run out of some words to describe something. I can't speak beautifully in Uzbek because I don't know all the words. So it depends on. Watching film works the same. Not all the films can help you learn English. certain, but as we are preparing for us, like speaking, so it's better to watch some like useful where language is high, not comedy, but like I wouldn't say, it depends, like some fantasy films, whatever, but if it is about some real professional people in the field, it's good. You get what I'm saying? So good series you can watch, and when you're talking to a native speaker, make sure that that's a good linguistic native speaker, for example, if you're practicing. Okay. So by watching real podcasts, movies, plus books, for example, upper intermediate and advanced book, all solutions are awesome. If you finish these 2 books, you can trust me, your speaking will be very high. You can trust me. If you speak, if you finish upper intermediate and advanced, wow. But intermediate is also very good. It's like, to take a good level and to improve it, upper and advanced, you can get it. So administration, you can ask it for. Next one, time management. How do you manage your time? You need to make a plan, how much you talk for each section of it. First of all, introduction, direct answer. You can give how long? 8 to 10 seconds enough. I visited a lot of places in my life, but today the one that I'm going to talk about is Paris. Now, the one unforgettable in my life. That's all. Enough. 8 to 10 seconds max. And then point 1, 25, point 1, 2, 3, 4, 25 to 30 seconds. Try to plan it for that. Don't give too much detail. The other day, no, don't give too much detail. But try to use it, try to make it clear, give the clear point of it, give the main points in your question and conclusion as well the same, 8 to 10 seconds. If you make a plan like this, balanced plan, it's gonna be fine. You will not run out of time as well. You will not finish earlier because you will be tracking, you will be monitoring your time in your brain as much as possible. Did you understand what I'm saying? Okay. Very nice. Good. Time management. Now look here. Sometimes we run out of ideas. This might happen. Or you may not be able to remember that detail exactly. The place or the time, whatever. You may forget some details. What do you do? It is fine to what? Lie. But don't make it a very big lie. Yeah? Okay. This helps just imagine some more details of it. For example, they are asking you tell me about the time that you visited a good restaurant. You can't exactly remember when it was. Just add some information. It was, if I can remember well, it was about 2 years ago. Fine. The examiner will not call you after the exam. Was it really 2 years ago? Show me the camera or something like that. Now they will not call you. Fine. But don't think about that's the thing. But do not make it a very big lie. When I become the world champion in boxing, but body is different, then that's why. Lie some details, are fine. To make it interesting. You got it? For example, tell me about your daily routine. Yeah? So add some details yourself to make it interesting. In the morning, I wake up, breakfast, school, come home, sleep, breakfast, school again. Now add some detail. In the morning, I wake up. The first thing that I do after I wake up is to call for example, something like that. Then whatever. Add some detail. Make it interesting. So that you can somehow make it easy for the examiner to follow you. Following an interesting story is good. But if it's something cliche that everybody says, then it's gonna be a little bit boring. Did you understand? Good. Come up with an original idea. Don't come there with usual ideas, because examiners are tired of this thing. Okay, fine. So if you run out of ideas, you can lie. Now you have the handouts, you have sample answer, plus bonus to you, you have some grammar mistakes here that you can work on. There are common grammar mistakes that students usually make. Check them and learn from them. Huh? You do it? Okay, sorry. This is the thing. You got it? So if you learn these things well, if you at least try to use a 70-80% of it, I hope it will be useful. And next thing, before I finish my speaking one, there is no perfect book, I think, or there is no perfect time, there is no perfect class that you can learn everything at once. You build up. You build it structure by structure, word by word, like idea by idea, like that. Which means that you should pick it. Sometimes students ask me, teacher, tell me one book that I want to improve my vocabulary. There is no certain one book that will give you vocabulary for all the topics. You pick them up. This is how you build it. Did you understand? For that reason, the more you expose yourself to English, the more you pick up. Don't be stick to one source of English. Okay, if you're learning it from book, yeah, sometimes listen, sometimes watch, sometimes speak, sometimes write. So when you expose yourself to English more, it's gonna be more like, it's gonna be much faster for you to get to a level that you want. Did you understand? Good, okay. So use these things. Plus, this is our Telegram and Instagram, like YouTube channels and blogs here. We would like everybody to follow. And also, for now, as we are beginning this project now, we would like you to share with others as well. If Instagram, if possible, make a post about it, like yourself or whatever, if you have learned something useful. But this is not forcing, yeah? Okay, this is not forcing. If you have learned at least one useful thing, you can post it, and then you can, leave this accounts like name, login name here. So it would be much more useful for us as well. Good. Now, please scan it.
Thank you. Or it's not.
Let them scan it. Okay, thank you very much. Good. Now we'll move to the second part of our, of our speaking.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abbos, for your insightful tips and strategies. I'm sure that our students learn it, and then when they use that tips, they will feel themselves more confident and comfortable while answering part 2 questions.